I didn't do anything. I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com. This is my review of Wednesday, Season 1, Episode 8. If you've joined me on this journey so far, thank you. Actually, reviewing Wednesday has been my most reviewed recapped series. So, most watched recap series. So that's cool. I'm a blind film critic, and I've been watching Wednesday with audio description on Netflix, and we have reached the finale. But was it worth it? Was it good? Did it tie up the loose ends? Did it set us up for a second season? Questions. I feel like for some people, the answer to that question is just like unequivocally yes. I feel like some people just spent the whole last like 7 episodes just being like, oh my god, the series is amazing. And then the 8th episode, they were just like, oh my god, this series is amazing. And then like their brain was just frozen. That's what happens when you binge a show like 8 episodes straight all the way through. I'm actually at the point, if Wednesday aired weekly, this is where you would be. This is it. The show dropped on a Thursday. I'm posting this review on a Friday, like the day after I watched it, right? So this is literally where you would be after, because I started watching it when it dropped. So it has been the exact amount of time. So I've watched and had a week to think about each episode in between and fully process the ramifications of everything. I guess. I don't know. There are ramifications in the show, but that was kind of a bonkers finale. That kind of felt like a finale where maybe they thought they were going to get 10 episodes and then they got 8, and they were like, ooh, shit, what do we do? Well, we cram it all in. Do we have to explain it? Nah, we don't have to explain it. This is fine. This family. This Wednesday's Tim Burton. They'll be fine. This is fine. We're just a limited series, right? Yeah, we're a limited series. And then none of that ended up being true. So like the parts that I liked, I liked that first of all, like Bianca is stepping up more. So she's becoming more and more of a presence in the show. There was like a whole shit ton of people. If you're blind like me and you watch this episode, you were like, who the fuck are these names? Like there were a whole bunch of characters suddenly started getting named, and I was like, who are these people? Just like a whole bunch of random students were like running down the hall. I'm like, I don't even know who those are. Like, I'm having a hard time remembering Enid's boyfriend's name. You know, like, yeah. So I like Bianca as a character. I love the mystery that they just never finished about her character. Like her mother was like, if they knew your secret. Well, they obviously know she's a siren. I mean, like, what else? What secret? You know, like, what? How do you make that deeper than if they knew you were a lesbian? So, I don't know. Like, what do you do with that? What is her secret? I don't know. I kind of wanted resolution to that, but we didn't get that this season. Maybe we'll get it in a future season. It's out there. Whatever Bianca's, if you knew, if they knew, whatever. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to more Bianca next season. She came in handy. Xavier, obviously, we're gonna get more of him, and looks like Wednesday has a potential love interest that's not gonna try to kill her. And as we got to episode 7, we found out it was Tyler. That was the Hyde, and that is, I admitted in episode 7 when they started talking about Hyde that I did not know. That was what threw me for a loop. But I've been mentioning for a while now, and I'm like, I'm positive I know where this is going, and I was absolutely right. I knew exactly it was Mrs. Thornhill and it was Christina Ricci, and I was like, that is an excellent casting choice to bring in the old Wednesday and have the new one face off the old one. She's on Yellow Jackets. She can't stay forever on Wednesday. You know, she has shooting schedules that would make things complicated. You know, it just, for her to do one season of Wednesday, I'm sure she squeezed it in, made it happen for legacy reasons. But, you know, next season it'd be really cool to see like Angelica Houston come back as maybe like the new headmistress, you know, or Christopher Lloyd or something like that. It would be really funny. Even Joan Cusack, actually. Joan Cusack would be hilarious as the new headmistress. If they could make some other movie connection to come back, that would be another great thing. But yeah, I figured it out a while ago when it was the moment when they talked about the sister, and they were like, and the sister moved away to, I don't know, Japan or wherever, and then drowned at sea, and I was like, no, she didn't. If you didn't see it happen, it didn't happen. No, you got a postcard that says she drowned at sea. She didn't drown at sea. Yeah, I knew it was Christina Ricci. I did not know that we're going to try to resurrect somebody from the dead. That's why I was kind of like in this last episode, she's like, you have all the parts. You're trying to resurrect somebody from the dead. I was like, have enough people died for her to Frankenstein somebody back from the dead? Is that a thing? Did she get enough body parts? Whose head is she using? Whose torso? Like, the monster keeps gutting everybody. Where? I don't understand. I'm so confused. I was a little confused on that. I feel like that was where the rushing came in, was in the, we're not going to explain this. We're just going to imagine. We're just going to have a line about it. We're just going to, just accept it. Accept that we're resurrecting the dead. It's okay. We're resurrecting the dead. Let's do it. And then later on, they're like, I can save you if I pass through your body, but you'll never see me again. And I'm like, whoa, what? Hold on, TV series. Where are all these magical powers coming from? Like, just like suddenly, like, suddenly Goody Adams is I can save you by passing through you. I was like, where did you come from? Like, you know, it's very, yeah. I felt like the last episode was a bit, you know, it was a bit much. I had a feeling that they were going to have, Galvin would have to shoot his own kid at some point. Luckily, it wasn't a shoot to kill. They didn't go for that. They allowed him to just wound Tyler or whatever. And then Enid kind of knocked him out, but he did have to shoot Tyler, which, you know, emotionally, I'm sure for him was like, tortured character. Yeah, I mean, obviously Wednesday's going to find her way back to Nevermore. It's just, it's inevitable because the other kids can't find their way anywhere else. And honestly, if, at this point, unless they brought in the entire Addams family and did like a completely different thing that was away from the Nevermore Academy, I'm not going to do this thing like Grownish where they drop the entire cast that they just made me connect with and learn all about, and then expect me to just follow one character into somewhere else just because. It's like, I'm not up for that. I stopped watching Grownish when they ejected the entire cast and they were like, let's go follow Zoe and Aaron on their journey. And it's like, let's not. And say we did. So, I mean, I think they set up the cool school and you've got all the people, so obviously we're going back. Maybe if they did like an Addams Family summer vacation or something, I don't know. And we got full-time Gomez, Morticia, Fester, whatever. Maybe that would be okay if it was an Addams Family thing. But I'd still prefer her to be back in Nevermore. third season, she would definitely need to be back at Nevermore. They would need to be like, okay, well, she went here and she did this thing with her family, and then they sent her back to Nevermore. Yeah, we got to get back to these Nevermore people. I thought the finale was fun in specific ways. It was silly in others. It's hard for me to take it seriously because of the things. I love how the guy just kind of stomps in and he has sort of like a random power set. We didn't really explain it a whole lot. The resurrected Thorn, I don't know, what was Laurel's original name? Anyway, whatever. Resurrected dead guy walks in, he's got this staff and it's like powers, and he's like, oh, you must cleanse. And then she says something, he's like, shut up. Like, such a random character right now. I love that we just don't establish you, we just throw you out there. Just go. And she's just like, never meet your heroes. That's your response? You're crazy enough to murder somebody and to run around with a hide, and your long dead resurrected ancestor snaps back at you, and you're not going to try to do that thing where you're like, I resurrected you, you are mine, that they do in movies sometimes, where the person doesn't realize that they haven't had that oh shit moment in their head. No, never meet your heroes. That was it. I was like, okay. So I didn't think it was the best written season finale in the world. I thought it was kind of goofy in a way that the series hadn't really been up until this point. I mean, the series did kind of like to throw us loops, throw us for a loop. Like waiting forever to even talk about what a hide is. So that I couldn't even think the possibility of that. That there was a situation where Christina Ricci was controlling somebody else. I did think she was turning into a monster herself. I was like, well, obviously she's in a family, she's got these powers or whatever, and we'll find out something about it. But I knew it was her. I knew somehow she was involved behind the whole thing. I just didn't realize that also. So the Tyler thing was a little bit of a surprise for me. Because I didn't think that's where they were going to go with that. It was a good twist, actually. He's the sheriff's kid. He was just kind of chilling at the coffee shop. Wednesday seemed to be warming up to him. Yeah. So we'll see. He's not dead. And if his controller's not there, maybe he'll calm down. Maybe it'll be like a Spike thing from Buffy, where he's still got these powers, but he's obsessed with Wednesday. I don't know. I don't know who texted her that quickly. Like, they would have had to know the number of the phone, right? Like, did they airdrop her the message, the photos? Because I think it said from an unknown number, and I'm like, how did they get the photos to her? She didn't. I don't think she gave her phone number out to anybody. So Xavier would have had to give the phone number out to anybody. So either those photos are from Xavier or God. Anyway, I'd love to be able to give this bonkers finale an A, but it's a little bit bonkers without reason. It's a little bit bonkers, just, oh my God. I love that Enid can understand Thing, though. That was like one of my favorite things, is that Enid's been with Thing so long that they were doing that thing, where Lassie runs up and barks at the parents, and it's like, what's that, boy? Jimmy's stuck in the well. It's like, you can understand that. Yeah, so that was cute. There was some good things in here, and I'm really looking forward to season 2. So yeah, there was just a couple things here that I eye rolls. Blind people can give eye rolls too. I don't see anything when we do them, but we give eye rolls. Yeah, so I rolled, and I didn't really need to in the season finale. So it's a little goofy for my taste. So I'm gonna give Wednesday season 1 episode 8 a B plus. um, yeah, maybe they thought they were gonna do 10 and then they were gonna do 8, but instead of cramming in up at the front, they crammed in at the back. And then they were just like, oh, we're resurrecting the dead. Do we have all the body parts? I don't know, but we're gonna do it. It's just willy-nilly, just throwing caution to the wind. I even feel like maybe there were deleted scenes for all those other kids that were running through hallways, and they were like, just throwing out these names, and I was like, who are these people? I was like, who are these kids? Some of them really had never been mentioned before. I swear on my I swear that none of them had been mentioned before. And suddenly there was like an Eric or something like running through. I was like, who the fuck is Eric? So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. And I'm always interested to talk to those who watch me. And please subscribe for more content. I'm actually, after this, I'm not recapping a show. I don't know what the next show will be. Huh. That's interesting. It's an interesting thought. I'm sure the next time Marvel rolls around with a show, or Star Wars Is Not the Bad Batch, or whatever, I'll probably be recapping that. So, anyway. I will keep giving you movie reviews and Oscar talk, though. So, until next time, I will see you on the other side.